Um, I think we just really enforced finish. You know what I mean? We knew we didn't play where we needed to play in order to perform the way we needed to in that game. So our whole mantra, our whole mindset is going 1-0, and we just kept going 1-0. 1-0 means focus on the next play, not the play before. So we just kept going and focusing on that. And then Coach DeBoer preaches to us, keep playing, and the game will come back to you. And we played hard from the jump. We just weren't executing to where we needed to, and we kept playing, and the game finally came back to us.
You got some big holes there on those runs there at the end of the touchdown runs. Just kind of talk about the O-line on those last couple of touchdowns.
A few holes opened up.
Yeah, like, jam.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a few holes. I was about to say.
You opened up some holes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's how we play every play. That's how we attack every play. We just learned some things that they were doing schematically. We made some adjustments on the sideline. That's what allowed for those holes to open up. And then we also just made a decision like, look, we're letting this team down as a unit. We need to fix it. And I feel like we came together great as a group and said we're going to fix it. We're going to right our wrongs right now.
CJ Dupree kind of talked a little bit about Bama beating Bama in that game. Is that kind of the feeling coming out of that? Is a lot of the times like when you guys are struggling, you're just beating yourself?
Oh, for sure. You can look back at that game and see we had 2 touchdowns called back for holding, and then we had them about 200 yards of penalties. 100 yards equals a touchdown. So those 4 touchdowns that we left on the board. So we were just definitely beating ourselves, and I'm glad we went through this adversity so we know how to learn from it in the future.
How frustrating was it? You guys wanted to right this sloppy game from last year, and then you're playing the same opponent. You weren't able to do that until late. First of all, how frustrating was that during the moment of maybe not being able to break through the way that you guys planned?
I mean, first of all, it's frustrating to not perform at your best ability no matter who we were playing. We could be playing Georgia or the Dallas Cowboys. We always want to perform to the best of our ability. So it really wasn't about USF. It was just us not playing to the Bama standard. So we just had to right our wrongs in the fourth quarter, which we definitely did. And most importantly, as an offense, and I just want to shout out the defense. Shout out Tim Keenan. He just got Defensive Lineman of the Week, and they really kept us in that game. So shout out to them. I'm very excited to see how they continue to grow and progress, but big shout out to those guys.
Speaking of Tim, you're a lot of times getting matched up against him in practice as a guard. How much of a handful is he as a side and athletic?
TK, he has his size and his athleticism. And that's something that he doesn't get credit for a lot. Like the way his body moves, his quickness, his agility is very surprising for somebody in his frame. And it'll really catch you off guard if you're sleeping on him. But I get to see him every day, so we just get better. And a great thing about TK and I, and Tim Smith as well, like we all have a great relationship. So after practice, Coach DeBoer implemented Shake It Up. So that's when you go dap your teammates up. And Tim and I will talk about some things that I did, and I will talk about some things that they did that are really good, but also things that they could work on. So we're just getting each other better every day.
When did you learn that you were going to be playing left tackle on Saturday?
I always knew it was a possibility throughout the week, but coach just let me know the morning of, and I was ready for it. Played left tackle in high school. Obviously, a lot different playing in front of 100 to 100,000, but I'm a ball player, man. You could put me guard, tackle, center, tight end, receiver, wherever you need me. I'm going to play ball, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability.
How did the communication on the offensive line change with shuffling?
It just changed with who was talking to who, honestly. Like, the communication was still seamless. USF does a great job of showing a lot of unique pressures and stunts, so we really had to be very vocal of that. And it just changed of who was talking to who. Everybody was still very vocal and communicating really well.
Obviously, JT Lathan came down to Florida to play his high school football, but have y'all had any conversation about playing in Wisconsin?
Oh, yeah, he's trying to get some of his friends back at home some tickets for the game, so I got to see if I can help him out with that. But that's all we spoke about as far as that goes.
How are you dealing with the noise up there? I heard some in practice. Well, what's the preparation for the noise level?
We're just preparing for it, obviously practicing with crowd noise and just being even more vocal with our teammates, so making sure we're being even louder than we usually are. So that's how we're preparing for it.
What's been the tone from the coaches this week in meetings and at practice so far?
Elevate. The word of the week is elevate, to play to our standard, elevate to our standard, and not drop to the level of our opponent, no matter who we're playing.
What's Coach Cap like after a game when there's all those penalties? What is he like in the room?
He's really focused on correcting it. He's not a guy that's gonna repeat like, "Oh my gosh, you're horrible," but he's gonna be like, "Hey, this is why we have to practice harder. This is why we have to do better in practice." That's a great thing about Coach Cap. It's a lot easier to learn from him.
You talked a little about Logan yesterday. What's been your message to him this week, and how's he doing?
Flush it and move on. There's nothing he could do about it. There's nothing he could do about Saturday today. What he can work on, what he can't control, is how he performs on this coming Saturday. So that's what I'm telling him to focus on. I'm very proud of Pritchard for coming in late and giving us a boost. Like you said, he's a guy that's really grown along fall camp and even at the beginning of the season. Stepped in last week when we needed him when Caden went down. So very proud of him and the way he's been able to respond to some adversity.
How do you see guys like him and kind of be like itching to get in the field and they're dealing with injuries? How hard that is?
Yeah, it's really hard, and I know what it's like firsthand because last year USF I couldn't play. So, but they've also been really good about really helping their teammates. So when they knew I was playing left tackle throughout the week when I was practicing that, both of those guys helped me a lot with giving me feedback, tips, tricks, things to look for. So those guys helped me a lot this week.
You kind of mentioned it before, but just what did it feel like being out there on that tackle? How different was it?
It was pretty different because obviously I'm on an island by myself and things look different, honestly. So like it's like I look straight. I know I got Parker. I know I got Kaden. I know I got Pritchett. Now it's just I know I got Gino, and then it's just me. I got to look at the wide receivers. It's just a lot of other things that I have to look at. So usually I'll just be in the box. Maybe I'll look at the safety if they're rolling down. But at tackle, getting in my stance, okay, I got to look in the box, and then I got to look at the safety, see if he's rolling down. Now I got to look at the corner too, see if we get in the corner cat. So there's just a lot more to look at. But it's a lot of fun, man. I like playing puzzles, and pass protection is like a puzzle for me. So.
What did you learn from the offensive line, as a whole after last week's game?
The resilience of the group. We didn't come out and perform the way we needed to by any means, but I'm really proud of the way we finished.
You talk about just how, with performing, he was, a lot of people been dogging on him, but and things of that nature. You just talk about how you guys been able just to build him up. Y'all gonna need him at some point again. So
Of course.
Talk about just how you been able to just keep his head and just continue just to encourage and motivate him after he didn't have his best performance, but still gonna need him later down the line.
Yeah, first and foremost, I told him not to even look at social media because nobody really knows what's going on. If it's not coming from somebody within this building, don't even pay attention to it because everybody in this building has your best interest in mind. So everybody on social media, they don't matter. They don't matter. So don't even look at it. So and then as far as just lifting him up, just making sure he learns from it and understands that there's nothing he could do about last week, but he can control how he prepares this week to perform a lot better this coming weekend.
And another question, just how does the offense, just the team in general, just prepare for, y'all going on y'all first road trip, going to Wisconsin in an environment like that? With an 11 a.m. Kickoff, how does the team overall just prepare and things of that nature?
So that you mentioned the 11 a.m. kickoff, I feel like we're going to be even better prepared than we were last year just for the fact that we're a morning practice team now. So guys are already used to being up early. Guys are used to eating early, and that's a big battle that you have with playing 11 o'clock games. But as far as going on the road, we've been preparing with crowd noise and just making sure that we're even more vocal, just really passing the calls along the line. So we're just really preparing for the crowd noise, and we understand that we're going to have to play early. So we just have to keep the same routine that we've been having since we implemented the morning practice.
How much comfort did you have with Gino next to you playing left guard?
I had a lot of comfort with Gino. Gino and I have a really good relationship, two Northeast guys. Gino and I actually played against each other in the state championship my freshman year, his sophomore year of high school. So we talk about a lot of things like that. We talk about a lot of Jersey stuff, Jersey people. So he and I have a great relationship, and just he's a great guy. He's a great football player. He's very communicative during the game, and we were able to help each other out.
How hard is it, or what makes it unique to be able to back up both guard positions and the center position?
It's pretty tough because you gotta know both sides, and you gotta know both sides. And I feel like the hardest part is being able to be like, okay, somebody helmet's come off, I gotta go to center too. So Gino is a very well-rounded offensive lineman. I'm excited to see how he grows through the season.
Parker get a smaller helmet this week.
I don't know. I told him we need to put Velcro on his chin so his helmet will stop popping off or something. But
It's happened a few times.
yeah, we'll figure it out though. All right, thanks. Y'all have a good one.